Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to NXT Deadline, and tonight we are kicking us off with the 5-man Iron Survivor matchup. And gracing us with his presence is the ever Grayson Waller, making his way down to the ring. Certainly a man that would love to get his championship. Certainly in the tag team division hasn't worked out the best with Austin Theory, to be honest, but certainly they're still feeling out process there. I think there may be a time where Theory and Waller can become the tag team champions, but right now this is all about Grayson Waller getting an opportunity in this matchup. Going to be going for 20 to 25 minutes. We'll figure that out once the match does actually start, but it's 25 minutes of just absolute mayhem the whole entire time. You have Grayson Waller, you have Omos, you have Joe Hendry, Wesley, Dragon Lee. 5 superstars in this matchup looking to have their moment after year-long, just trying to make a name for themselves. Wins, losses, everything building up. One big win tonight gets them a guaranteed match. You can see there Ethan Page or Santos Escobar for that NXT championship. And certainly you may give the advantage, quote unquote, to Omos in this match, just with how strong he is, especially early on. If the match is going 20-25 minutes, it's going to be a long matchup. So if Omos can get pinfalls early on and just be able to slow down his opponents in the ring, then it's going to be a long night for his opponents. But it's one of those things where you'll have to play it by ear. But thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight for this edition of NXT Deadline. A lot of stuff going on this weekend. As you can tell, we are in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The home area for the Minnesota Vikings. As tomorrow night we will be in Indianapolis, Indiana, for the big time Royal Rumble event. Here for Royal Rumble, and big time, thoughts have been going over the NXT roster, saying, who from our roster is going to be at the Royal Rumble, and we'll be figuring out that in the men's and women's Royal Rumble tomorrow night in the Royal Rumble. Could it be this man, Wesley, who picked up a big win recently on NXT in a triple threat matchup? Wesley certainly one of the longest reigned tenures in the NXT world. Certainly looking just for his something to really grasp on. And when I say that, he's had an up and down NXT career. Certainly a lot of times where he wasn't getting used, and certainly not winning matches or whatever it may have been. I think right now, Wesley, this might be the best time if he's able to run the quote-unquote gauntlet of this matchup and just be able to outlast 4 other dudes and win this matchup. Could you imagine him going to NXT Deadline, or NXT Stand and Deliver, going there, facing off with Ethan Page or Santos Escobar and winning the NXT Championship? That'd be an absolute show-stealing moment, and a feel-good moment for that man. As here we go, here comes Dragon Lee making his way down to the ring. And on NXT recently we brought up the fact that Dragon Lee kind of going more in the singles bout or singles area, kind of going away from his group, the LWO. But we brought this up to Rey Mysterio, and Rey said, hey, this is a perfect opportunity for the world to see what Dragon Lee brings in the middle of this ring. And he has said it before, Rey Mysterio has said it before, that he believes that Dragon Lee very well could be one of the top luchadors in all of professional wrestling and all of WWE. And he said that tonight we're going to see a strong showing, a strong outing from Dragon Lee. Certainly cannot wait to see how that's going to be. It's going to be a grueling match. You got a little bit of you have a little bit of everything in this match. You got high flyers, you have giants, you have a little bit of everything in between. So really looking forward to seeing how everything is going to be turned out here. As now here comes Joe Hendry. like we've mentioned before, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Hendry from was in the TNA brand for quite a long time, recently signing over here to NXT, and we'll see how Joe Hendry fares. It's obviously a whole lot different competition, and we'll see how he fares. And we've kind of hinted, we haven't gotten the full details, but there's been rumors of a TNA and NXT partnership, and we'll kind of go into that when we actually get some more news on that in the near future. But big time moment for Joe Hendry. He had a big time win over Obafemi, even though you could definitely say a little controversial, not last week but the week before, where he defeated him when Obafemi's hand was underneath the bottom rope, or at least on the bottom rope, leading to a tag team match the following week, which was this past week on NXT, where himself and Javon Evans would take on Obafemi and Omos, and Obafemi and Omos would walk out victorious. But we're about to hit the gauntlet in terms of this matchup. Who can get the most pinfalls and submissions here live tonight in 25 minutes? In this matchup, ladies and gentlemen, I would say it's going to feel like at times that this match slows down, and then there's going to be times where it feels like it's going pretty fast. So sit down, grab your popcorn, grab your drinks, and enjoy what you're about to see. You're going to see one hell of a match and one hell of a night of professional wrestling. And maybe, just maybe, see a strong outing from one of these gentlemen, if not all these gentlemen. Maybe, just maybe, they will be in the Royal Rumble. Is Omos and Joe Hendry continuing to go at it here? What's Omos thinking here? Thinking some snake eyes. Oh my goodness. You would think normal snake eyes hurts when you see it from like an Undertaker or someone like that, but Omos a little bit taller, obviously a little bit over 7 foot tall, so when you're up there a little bit higher up, it's going to tend to hurt just a little bit more. As Grayson Waller is trying to go after Omos, and Omos is not having that. As Omos now looking to get a pinfall victory here early, but still too early to really get a decisive pinfall. And my guess is we probably won't really see a quote-unquote pinfall or submission really until probably halfway through, if not a little bit longer, to be honest with you. It's just being at the right place at the right time. As Wesley setting up somebody. It looks like it might be Dragon Lee, it looks like. Oh, goodness. Oh, no, he missed. I thought he hit Dragon Lee for a good second, but he desperately missed that. And certainly, certainly there's some fan favorites, but personally, I don't know if I would say, like, oh, so-and-so, he has the momentum, or, he might be able to, run the show. And I did kind of say that about Omos in the start of this, but I feel like he would really have to run the show early enough to get, at least 2 pinfalls early on to do that. And I don't know if Omos can do that. No offense to Omos, it's a lot to ask for with the group of guys you have in this match. You got at least 3 high flyers. You got Joe Hendry that maybe be able to go strength toe to toe, maybe, with Omos. So it's just a feeling out process. Cradle here. Will this be enough to at least get a pinfall? It will not in this 20-man or this 5-man Iron Survivor match. And we will have to address the elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen, just if there happens to be an issue in this matchup tonight, ladies and gentlemen, where both, let's say 2 men. We'll say Grayson Waller and Wesley, because they're in the middle of the ring. They both have 2 pinfalls, everyone else has 1. Well, the match will be restarted, but it will be restarted to just a one-on-one contest, a sudden death match, where obviously the first pinfall or submission would win them that matchup. We've never had that, but we always like to be sure and always be ready for occasions, because it'd be the very first time ever in Universe mode, so you always got to be ready for things like that. as Wesley looking for a Canadian destroyer right there to Joe Hendry as Dragon Lee with a nice one-armed sit-out powerbomb. And now Omos going at it with Wesley here at ringside. And for Dragon Lee, this might be the moment he needs early on to go after a Grayson Waller here. Maybe try to get a pinfall here, and kind of thinking like of not wanting to do that because obviously the big man Omos in the ring there. I don't blame him as Hendry from behind takes out that left knee. Trying to power Omos. We got to do a little bit more damage, I would say. Is that a barbed wire baseball bat? Dragon Lee struck Wesley at least once before Wesley, that adrenaline started flowing very, very quickly, and I don't blame him. You're getting hit with a barbed wire baseball bat. It's not the best feeling in the world. As now Omos working on Grayson Waller in the middle of the ring as we go for a pinfall here. Hook of the, or not even hook of the leg. And Dragon Lee able to break it up. The matchup will obviously still continue as we itch closer to the 20-minute mark of this matchup as Grayson Waller with a stunner out of nowhere. Will Grayson Waller get a big-time pinfall on this? No, he will not. I believe Omos kicked out just in the nick of time as Hendry now will focus on Omos. These massive punches from Joe Hendry, former TNA World Heavyweight Champion. He's accomplished some stuff on the independent scene, but now signing to WWE. We'll see how he fares against this cream of talent that, you know, certainly you get a little bit of everything in NXT. You know, that's what makes not only NXT but WWE so good is you have these top tier talent that have come to WWE and all fighting to be the top guy of Raw, SmackDown, NXT. It does not matter. But just in the terms of trying to be that guy, it's a cutter, I believe, from Joe Hendry. I know Omos is probably going to start playing the guitar, maybe, as Joe Hendry breaks up that potential pinfall. Hendry looking for a belly-to-belly. Wesley sees it coming and able to get out of it. I like what Grayson Waller just did. Stomp on the ankles, the legs of Omos. Certainly it's going to take away that power that Omos is going to want to use tonight. Now Wesley was briefly trying to do that, didn't work out in his favor, as Dragon Lee with a Mexican destroyer. Pinfall opportunity. Will this be able to get Dragon Lee on the board? It will not. And now we are at 18 minutes, 20 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. We are about a little bit over, or just over, it'll be about 7 minutes in less than 10 seconds here, ladies and gentlemen. No pinfalls, no submissions just yet. Still plenty left in the tank. And we'll see if just possibly we get a pinfall or submission here early on here. Ooh, that was close. As Dragon Lee playing a song for Joe Hendry. We know Joe Hendry loves to sing. Well, he might be singing to the stars because he is knocked out cold. And another guitar here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And again, almost trying to break it over Wesley. Dragon Lee, though, was grabbing him just before a potential downfall for Omos. And now Dragon Lee almost got hit with the guitar as well. Back and forth we go. We have still plenty more to come tonight. As we mentioned, Ethan Page, Santos Escobar. That matchup will actually be coming up next here on the NXT Deadline pay-per-view. Plus, later on tonight, we still have Obafemi defending his NXT North American Championship against Javon Evans. Really looking forward to that matchup. As well as we're going to be seeing Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez going at it for the NXT Women's Championship as a two-handed chokeslam from Omos to Joe Hendry, but Grayson Waller breaks that up. But tonight in the main event, it will be the Women's Iron Survivor matchup. 5 women looking to have that opportunity to go on to face either Roxanne or Tiffany Stratton for the NXT Women's Championship at NXT Stand and Deliver. As Wesley with a underhook powerbomb there. That was a nice maneuver. I don't know why Wesley didn't go for the pinfall off that. He had him in a perfect position, but maybe he realized that wouldn't be enough to put away Grayson Waller. I'm not honestly too sure, as Dragon Lee with a Meteora over or off the barricade onto Omos. That was a big time maneuver as Joe Hendry with a nice gut wrench slam. Is that enough? 2. No, 2.9. I thought that was it. Very, very close as Omos tosses Dragon Lee over towards Wesley. And now Wesley looking to take out the garbage as they pump up powerbomb though from Joe Hendry as Wesley, ladies and gentlemen, just busted open Omos and then through the trash can at Dragon Lee. What is going on? As Grayson Waller calling for timeout here. He's like, and Wesley's confused. He's like, what? You don't get to call timeout. It's WWE. As now we got Dragon Lee and Omos going at it. Wesley with the Canadian Destroyer. Joe Hendry and Wesley going to go at it here, maybe, possible. And now Wesley going to go high risk here. I don't know if it's really the best idea to want to do that, at least this point in time, especially when there's a total of 4 dudes on there. Man, that cut on the face of Omos after eating the bottom of that garbage can, that is absolutely brutal. Pinfall right next to the guitar there. Obviously not wise to try to go for a pinfall right when there's a bunch of guys in here. As Dragon Lee, let's see what he's thinking about. Brainbuster there, the Wesley. Oh goodness, he had a LED piping of sorts. The lighting fixture hit right over Grayson Waller, and do you see him holding his head? And Omos, Omos almost gets a pinfall, but Dragon Lee able to kick out. And we're getting close to the halfway mark, ladies and gentlemen. And this is where you might start seeing some eliminations here, as Dragon Lee able to walk, or at least get out of that possible areas. Dragon Lee with a big maneuver to Omos. Are we gonna see a pinfall? No, Hendry is right there to save the at least the matchup. The matchup obviously would still continue with a pinfall, but obviously with a pinfall, obviously guys will have to get more aggressive because now they get behind here. It's a big time power bomb, but again, Wesley, he's got to turn those maneuvers into pinfall attempts, I believe. At least I would, but I'm not that. There's a cutter to the outside, Joe Hendry there. And now Dragon Lee coming right after Omos here. Off the ropes we go. Oh, and Omos, good catch, good reversal. And now Omos going to look to go to work here on Joe Hendry. He's about to say his name, and down he goes. Down he disappears. And now we got all 5 guys, at least in the ring proximity. We have Wesley on the apron, so at least all 5 guys are in the ring. We'll see if anyone can start getting some pinfalls here to at least apply the pressure in this matchup. But when everyone's all in the same, let's say 5 to 6 feet possibly, it's kind of hard to do that as Waller with a big time back suplex, folding Mr. Hendry in half. And now let's see what Omos is thinking. Release power slam there. And now Omos from behind gonna release back slam to him, but Hendry ain't backing down. This is what I'm saying. There's a big DDT near the sledgehammer. Now Grayson Waller firing up. He's like, screw it, I don't need to pay attention to Waller, but he probably should have, as Waller breaks it up. And now, stunner to Joe Hendry. Is that going to be enough to get him on the board? Unfortunately not, because Wesley is back up to his feet. Nice jumping knee strike. He got all of that. And coup de grace from Dragon Lee. And now Dragon Lee going after Wesley, or at least it looked like he was going to. Oh, nice. I believe there's a corkscrew maneuver from Wesley. Wesley might be getting on the board. He will not. Saves the day briefly for some of these superstars. Oh no, sledgehammer shot right to the ribs. Dragon Lee sending everybody back down to where they were. Grayson Waller with a unprettier. Down he goes, pinfall opportunity. Hendry is in proximity, but I don't think... Oh, I didn't think he was going to have enough time, but he did. Just milliseconds. And now Waller's going to take his time to recuperate and at least get out of the proximity of Joe Hendry as well. There's an STO to the big man Omos. Now Joe Hendry looking to capitalize with those sledgehammer shots. Pinfall opportunity for Joe Hendry. Let's see if Hendry can get on the board. Yes, he does. Hendry on the board. And now Dragon Lee. Hold on a second. No. And now a cutter. A cutter from Joe Hendry. And now, a little over halfway through this, ladies and gentlemen, we have at least one guy on the board, and that is Joe Hendry. Waller now trying to do something to Dragon Lee, but there's just so many dudes in here at once. It's kind of hard to really get much going whatsoever. And now let's see what Wesley's doing. Oh goodness! What a reversal from the 7-foot Omos. But Omos, he's gonna run right into a big time finisher from Dragon Lee, and just like that, Dragon Lee is on the board. Now Omos puts him all the way up in the air. Omos now gonna look to get a pinfall, try to get himself on the board. Hendry trying to add another pinfall to him. So right now we're under the 10-minute mark in this matchup. It's starting to get there. We got Hendry with a pinfall, Dragon Lee with a pinfall. Light fixture broken over Dragon Lee. That is not gonna feel good. This is the type of matchup, ladies and gentlemen, that you have to earn it. And this is the type of match where when you earn it, it feels like you can go through anything. The obstacle of getting to the top of the mountain to get after the NXT Championship, it makes it feel even more worth the failures, the triumphs. Everything, once you get to stand and deliver, it will feel gratifying. It will feel like it is your moment. Yes, oh goodness, Joe Hendry's getting his face rubbed on the broken fixtures and the broken, I believe there's a kendo stick in here at one time. I just see the light fixtures as Wes Lee with a beautiful maneuver, big elbow to the lower back there for Grayson Waller. Waller now looking to get on the board here. 2. Ooh, I believe Hendry kicked out just in the nick of time. And oh no, a Frankensteiner on the steel chair by Dragon Lee. How in the heck did he do that? Especially a 7-foot guy doing it to the steel chair. That is, holy mackerel, that is crazy. There's now a head scissors takedown from Wesley, but Grayson Waller, he's swinging for the fences like this is like the Minnesota Twins. And this would be the opportunity for Waller to go for a pinfall, I feel like. No, Hendry's down and out briefly, as right through the legs. And big time elbow drop. Here we go. Will this get Waller on here? Oh no, the big man almost breaks it up in time. That's crazy. Back and forth we go. Hendry has Dragon Lee up, and down goes Dragon Lee. Will Hendry get on the board? Or he's already on the board, but will he take the lead? But no, he will not. He's about to eat a Canadian destroyer. And now Wes Lee looking to try to sneak one, but past Dragon Lee and Omos. Omos with a Mexican, trying to go for a Mexican destroyer. As Omos, oh my goodness, all that weight on the ribs. But how is Joe Hendry moving? That is a big question for myself. Like, he took a big maneuver like that, and then just being able to take that. It's dumbfounding, but hey, the matchup continues. We have less than 7 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Hendry and Dragon Lee both have pinfalls. Everyone else has not gotten on the board just yet here. A couple of them very close, but not yet. Waller with his DDT. Or I should say stunner, pardon me. And now Joe Hendry might be adding another person to the board, but no, Hendry is able to kick out. Waller is trying to get his first pinfall in the matchup. And now Waller with another stunner out of nowhere. Now And again, Waller's just been so close, but he just has not lucked out. And even when guys have not been in the ring, it just has not been his night. Now back and forth we go. Waller gonna go after Dragon Lee. We have Wesley down. We have another guy here at ringside. I believe that's Joe Hendry that's still trying to figure stuff out. And the welts on these guys' back, the blood, sweat, and tears these guys have gone into tonight, it is showing. But will it be worth it in the next couple minutes? As a cutter right there on the end of the steel chair, as Dragon Lee now going to look to toss Joe Hendry to the outside. Oh, and Dragon Lee gets hit with a drop kick. And now Omos looking to at least get on the board here. Can he do it? Yes, he is. Omos is on the board. So now we are getting close to the 5-minute mark, where we have 5 minutes left. We have 3 gentlemen on your screen that at least have 1 pinfall. So now crazy things could happen. Wesley now looking to get on the board himself here, and he does. Grayson Waller does not stop it. Now the only person that has not gotten one is Grayson Waller. There's now a one-handed chokeslam coming the way of Wesley. Pinfall. One. Oh, can't see it with the referee right there, kind of out of view. Is Dragon Lee going with a one-armed sit-out powerbomb. So we have 4 guys with 1 pinfall. We're going to see if that changes in the next 4 minutes. Everything's getting pretty dicey. Grayson Waller is going to have to really dig down and get two big wins here. As now Waller, and this could be it right here over Omos. 2. Ooh. Dragon Lee breaks it up just in the nick of time. Dragon Lee right there takes down Mr. Grayson Waller. 1, 2, 3. Now that makes 2 for Dragon Lee. We are less than 4 minutes right now. Dragon Lee is up 2, 1, 1, 1, and 0. Waller trying to finally get on the board, but he is just getting screwed, it feels like, ultimately for him. And now Wesley has up Grayson Waller. Oh, he has the referee trapped, hits him with a set-out powerbomb. Oh, goodness, a dropkick inadvertently goes after Omos there. And everyone in the ring currently does have a pinfall. We'll see how the rest of this matchup goes. Omos really feeling it after that vicious dropkick. Hendry now looking to add 1 more pinfall, and he does. And now, oh, nice catch from Omos. One-handed chokeslam. And now here comes Joe Hendry looking to get a big-time another pinfall, because it's down to Hendry and Dragon Lee at the moment. We are under 3. Wait a minute. Grayson Waller. This could be a moment for him to get on the board. No. Hendry now. Hendry. Ooh, that's close. Very, very close as we are under 3. All these men trying. They are desperately trying. Waller still not on the board just yet. Is Waller with a stomp? What in the hell did we just witness? I don't think I've ever seen that before. Is a pump-up powerbomb there. A stunner from Waller to Omos. Everything is breaking down here. Dragon Lee trying to add himself, at least try to go over the hump here. Dragon Lee now. Frankensteiner folding him in half. Oh my goodness. Now Dragon Lee. Oh goodness, what a punch to the face. We'll be feeling that one for sure. And now we are at the 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We have Dragon Lee and Joe Hendry. Dragon Lee gets another one. That gives Dragon Lee 3, Joe Hendry 2. Wesley with a devastating, I believe that was a Canadian destroyer there, but it is broken up. So this is where Joe Hendry and the rest of the guys really have to get aggressive here. Nice reversal from Hendry, realizing he has to get in this match. Now he's going to go with a gut wrench slam that he's hit multiple times today. But almost right there, the 7-footer is right there to break it up. Hendry now from behind. Big punch there to the face, that's something to do it. Waller flexing on everybody here in Minneapolis, but he doesn't even have one. He doesn't even have one pinfall or submission as he hits it on prettier on Dragon Lee here. And we are under a minute. Dragon Lee is up. Right now is Hendry. Wait a minute. Hendry could make Omos tap out. Hendry could get him tap out, but he will not. We are now closer to 40 minutes here, or 40 seconds, pardon me. This is where Hendry needs another pinfall. Less than 30 seconds away from Dragon Lee walking out victorious. As Wesley attacking that knee. And with Dragon Lee being at ringside, you got less than 20 seconds here. Hendry's going to have to hurry up and get a pinfall if he wants to tie this. If not, Dragon Lee is going to stand and deliver. And unless some miracle happens real quick, like that may be just that, as Wes Lee at least trying to get another pinfall. He does get it on the board, but the winner is Dragon Lee. What a matchup, ladies and gentlemen, in 25 minutes. Dragon Lee had 3, Wes Lee had 2, Joe Hendry had 2, Omos had 1, and Grayson Waller, very close at multiple times, had 0. So that was a banger of a Iron Survivor matchup, but now that leaves Dragon Lee to taking on the NXT champion, either Ethan Page or Santos Escobar, live at NXT Stand and Deliver. I cannot wait to see how this is going to turn out, because up next we are going to see just that. We are going to see Ethan Page and Santos Escobar go to war. If you look at the body of Dragon Lee, you can see some blood coming out of the face. His body went to war, but ultimately you can say it was worth it. Big win for Dragon Lee.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the NXT Championship.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the NXT Championship to be on the line, as it's going to be Santos Escobar versus Ethan Page. It's bound to get absolutely brutal from the get-go. Certainly, we've seen the build-up, ladies and gentlemen, from what has happened over the last couple weeks building up to this said match, and certainly Ethan Page, Santos Escobar, there's no love lost between both of these men. Hold on a minute, Ethan Page, bam, big axe handle, taking down Santos Escobar, and now, just like that, Ethan Page looking to get one step ahead of Santos Escobar. Look at this, just wrenching in right there, but Escobar with a head scissors takedown there of Ethan Page. Ethan Page was trying to be one step ahead of him, as the match hasn't even started, honestly, as they go back and forth here early on. As Escobar just wrenching right there in the neck area, as well as that arm, trying to take it out of socket. But like we said, the NXT Championship match has not even started. Will it even get to the starting phases? Both men beating the snot out of each other here. And Escobar's all fired up here. We knew this rivalry was getting very, very hectic, and now you're seeing it here. It's a big takedown there from Mr. Ethan Page. again, just absolute brutal strikes there here at ringside. Ethan Page now is he going to look to throw him in the ring. Yes, he does. And now I didn't hear the bell if it did ring. And yep, now the matchup is officially official as both men getting an early warm-up outside here. And now Escobar, could you imagine if he wins with a roll-up there here in Minneapolis? But not going to happen, at least early on. Oh, goodness. Can you just imagine just getting stomped right in between the eyes and on the nose? How that would feel? Not the best feel in the world as Escobar already going for the Phantom Driver to Ethan Page. Are we going to see a new NXT champion? No. Still too early, but Escobar hitting that maneuver early on to send a message to Ethan Page, letting him know, hey, I can hit this whenever damn well I please. Now throwing him in the corner. Let's see what Ethan Page can do. Can he get back in control of this? Obviously, he controlled this matchup by attacking Escobar, but certainly that may have just awoken Mr. Escobar. Nice reversal from Ethan Page with that dodging maneuver, but now he is trying to be like the Karate Kid out here. He's kicking and all sorts of taekwondo type stuff, just trying to kick anything in his way, trying to play soccer, I guess. Pinfall opportunity early on in this matchup, but just a 1 count. Ethan Page now looking with a big time swinging neck breaker there, and Escobar doing the right thing, at least trying to roll out the way so Ethan Page couldn't at least go for the pinfall attempt there. Uh-oh. What is Ethan Page, the NXT champion, thinking about? Bam! Big time back suplex on the hardest part of the apron. And I'm just going to stomp away right there, right on the legs there, trying to slow down the high-flying Santos Escobar. And now Escobar, oh goodness, right into the steel steps, man. And now Ethan Page, a little bit of mind games here, toying with Santos Escobar. Sometimes that can be okay, and then sometimes probably not the best idea, depending on the opponent that you're doing that to. As Ethan Page going to take some time to be in his head, be in his moment right here. He's giving Escobar some time to really recuperate before going after him, but that might come back to backfire, or maybe not. It's a big stomp there. And if you guys missed the most recent episode of NXT, we saw a 6-man tornado tag team matchup where Ethan Page would team up with the Hardy Boys to beat Legado del Fantasma. That's now Ethan Page. What does he set Mr. Escobar up for? Here we go. Setting him up for a crucifix powerbomb, maybe. No, crucifix over the head slam. That could be enough. 2. No, 2.5. And Ethan Page could not believe it. Very close, though. But this is where Ethan Page has to stay on Escobar, and he does with that running neck breaker. And All Ego has the momentum right now. Can Escobar get himself back in this matchup as he gets hit with that flying shoulder tackle? That's, oh goodness, big stomp right there to the midsection. Back and forth we go. Definitely some heightened drama from between both men as the back body drop connects. You know, certainly we just witnessed Dragon Lee walk out victorious. Will Escobar be able to walk out victorious? So obviously there's a history between Santos Escobar and Dragon Lee, and could you imagine the drama between those two building up to NXT Stand and Deliver? How crazy would that be? As now Escobar with those huge elbows right to the midsection there, going for a big boot, and that connects. And this is where Escobar has to get himself, you know, some much needed momentum, trying to just slow down Ethan Page slowly but surely as he does it. It's a jumping knee strike. That certainly will help you out. And right now, I like what Escobar's doing. Just slowing down Ethan Page, working on the legs. Maybe start targeting the legs. Slow down Ethan Page as much as possible. As Ethan Page, oh, another single leg kick right to the dome of Escobar. And, oh, what a spine buster there. Gonna look for the pinfall opportunity. Hook of the leg. 2. Ooh, 2.5. Escobar almost had him. Oh, goodness, what a temple kicks right to the temple. That certainly will not be feeling good. There's Escobar here on the apron. What does he have in store for Ethan Page? Nice springboard across the body. But no, just a 1 count. Look at the face of Escobar. He can't believe it. He's probably at least expecting to get at least a 2 out of it. Is now Escobar again looking for that phantom driver to Ethan Page. Is this enough? 1, 2. No, 2.5. Ethan Page stays in the matchup. And now, wait a minute. Uh-oh. We got ourselves a submission hold here. Trying to break the arm and even the fingers, though, of Ethan Page. Ethan Page, though, trying to fight back, but no. Back and forth we go in a big Hurricane Rana. Anyone's ball game, man. This is the heightened drama you want to see in a high-profile NXT Championship match. Are we gonna see a new NXT champion? Missile drop kick from the top takes down the champ. And now an Irish whip into the corner. Escobar, oh no, missing with the double knees and gets hit with a sideways basement drop kick there. And now Page will look to get the momentum back as he does with a twist of fate. And now Ethan Page, wait a minute, he hit this earlier on tonight. If Santos Escobar can get out of it, might be able to save this matchup. But the release crucifix slam, pinfall, 1, 2, 3. Ethan Page retains the NXT title. And officially we know at least one match, ladies and gentlemen, that will be happening at NXT Stand and Deliver. And that officially is Ethan Page, the NXT champion, Dragon Lee, the challenger at NXT Stand and Deliver. That is bound to get crazy. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out, man. It is going to be a barn burner of a matchup. And my guess it is going to be very similar to what you see, that Lucha Libre style, obviously the contrasting styles of Santos Escobar and Dragon Lee going to be coming to a head, obviously, this time around, live there at Stand and Deliver. Big win, though, for Ethan Page tonight. Escobar, you know, it looked like he was going to start going his way here. Escobar would connect with another phantom driver, wouldn't be enough at that moment. Then a flying missile drop kick, and then eventually would try to go for those double knees. We would see the twist of fate from Ethan Page, and then ultimately that crucifix slam you're about to see the second time around that would ultimately lead to Ethan Page walking out still NXT champion. You may hate to say this, ladies and gentlemen, but Ethan Page is being NXT champion certainly it is been all ego, to say the least. Big win, though, for Ethan Page.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the NXT North American Championship.
Now it is time for the NXT North American Championship to be defended, as it will be Javon Evans taking on Obafemi. Recently on NXT, and the latest edition of NXT, we saw a tag team match where Javon Evans would team up with Joe Hendry to take on Obafemi and Omos. They did fall up a bit short, no point intended in that matchup, but certainly Javon Evans knows certainly the weaknesses, I would say, if there is any, in Obafemi. Certainly going to be a big time matchup for Javon Evans, and very well could be his very first championship he holds here in NXT. Will Obafemi be able to continue his run as NXT North American Champion? We're going to be finding out in just mere moments. In this matchup, you got two different styles obviously you got the giant, Obafemi. And you got a man like the high-flying Javon Evans. Two different styles, two different game plans going into this very matchup. Look at the big man himself. Soaking this in Minnesota. Big time moment for Obafemi here tonight. Is Obafemi going to retain that championship? Big time moment for this man, Obafemi. It's going to be physical. It will be brutal. And no matter what you expect in this matchup, it is bound to just go down to the absolute wire, I believe. As Obafemi getting ready to go down the ring, but look at Evans. Evans out of nowhere attacking Obafemi. And do you blame him? Message being sent early on here. Both men missing out here. And now just trying to at least attempt to deal with this onslaught here. And oh goodness, what a absolute brutal strike there. Both men need to get inside the ring if they obviously want this match to start. But early on, Javon Evans thought this was a good idea to attack Obafemi. But again, right now it is perfectly one-sided right now as Obafemi is beaten down. Javon. Can Javon Evans get back in this matchup? And maybe Javon's gonna not to, maybe pull off an upset of sorts as a big elbow right across the nose there of Mr. Obafemi. But certainly maybe he wanted to piss off Obafemi to, use that to his advantage. Because, obviously you've had those moments for you guys and gals out there that have played sports, when you get frustrated and, you kind of lose your temper a little bit, you kind of lose a thought of kind of what you want to accomplish or what your goal was briefly. As Evans with a spinning heel kick right to the temple, but just like that, Obafemi with a big time reversal, and now Obafemi setting up Mr. Javon Evans here. Big elbow strikes right to the nose area of Obafemi. But look at that. Moving around like a cruiserweight, but he gets folded in half like a piece of paper. And now trying to go for that springboard. And Obafemi able to be one step ahead of him. But again, Evans, one step ahead as well. Obviously, with the amount of time these guys have had to go at it here in the last couple of weeks, certainly a lot of studying having to go into that. But certainly both men have done quite well early on as Evans attacking that right knee. And certainly if that's the game plan to slow down Obafemi, then that is a great thing to do. It's a big time drop kick, takes down Obafemi, pinfall opportunity, hook of the leg. No, just a 1 count. The matchup will continue as Evans looking for a cutter, I believe, but Obafemi with a reversal with a power slam. Now, pinfall opportunity. Will this be enough? No. Just a 1 count. Still plenty left to occur. And coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, it is the NXT Tag Team Championships as Jeff and Matt Hardy, the Hardy Boys, defend against Angel and Berto of Legado del Fantasma. Big time matchup there. Plus we still have 3 big women's matches to occur. The NXT Women's North American Championship, the NXT Women's Championship, as well as their Iron Survivor matchup. As looks like Evans was able to grab that big boot of Femi and able to get out of that. And what a moonsault from the top turnbuckle as well. Uh-oh. Are we going to see a big title change tonight? 2? Ooh, no. Just a 1 count. Very close to a 2, though. And Obafemi doing the right thing, rolling it out. And now he's going to that next mode. And Evans, though, going to try to turn him inside out with a standing Spanish fly. Got to do what you got to do, I suppose, in those type of moments. Is back in the ring we go. Evans could very well be, the next champion here. He's trying to get the crowd fired up here. Everyone here in Minnesota starting to stand up here. They're realizing Evans might be able to do it. He might be the guy to take down the North American champion. As now, Obafemi pop-up powerbomb. And just like that, that may have just dashed the dreams of Evans. No! Evans kicks out. And Obafemi cannot believe it. He thought, just in the randomness out of nowhere, essentially, Obafemi thought he had it, but Evans is going to continue to fight and scratch and claw till the very end. And now Evans swinging. Oh no, not going to go for the neck breaker. Roll up. Evans now. Is he going to walk out with a championship? No. Evans literally keeping his the champion on his toes. Oh no, he got a little too cute there. I believe it was going for a corkscrew off of like a springboard corkscrew, and it just did not work out in him. But right now, well, he did briefly have the momentum there. And now back in the ring we go. Very competitive matchup between both men, and oh no, the big man looking to fly here. I don't think Obafemi needs this, and good for him. He was able to step down briefly, but it might cost him that amount of time. As another Spanish fly, a standing Spanish fly there. We'll see if Evans can capitalize again right now, because right now Evans is starting to get that momentum back. It's been very competitive, both sides here. And now Evans going to try to win the striking game, and we'll see if it works. It's a big kick to the temple. Evans talking that trash. He might be able to do it. Evans now, off the ropes. Springboard cutter out of nowhere. That could be all she wrote. Is that the knockout blow? Is that what is going to get Javon Evans his first ever championship here in Universe Mode 2? No, it is not. 2.9. I don't know how much more Obafemi can take, especially with that maneuver he just took. And now into the corner we go. What does Evans have in store for Obafemi? Bam! Big time scoop slam. But Obafemi, he was realizing he was in trouble trying to roll out the way, and now he's just taking everything. It's like taking on a juggernaut in the middle of this ring as a springboard frog splash right there to the ribs of Obafemi. How much more can the big man sustain? He's taking big shot after big shot here. And now, oh goodness, a little shades of CM Punk with almost like a running knee. We haven't seen Punk use it in a long time. There's now Evans, springboard, or I should say big time, I'll just call that a Hurricane Rana from that second turnbuckle. And now, this is all Javon Evans right now. And if he hits this, this is game over. Evans, bam! Right across the face. And that very well could be all she wrote. There's no, wait a minute, Obafemi. I don't know. I don't know how he's moving. I don't know how Obafemi's moving. It's pure adrenaline from both of these men at this moment. As Evans off the ropes, here we go. Going for the neck breaker. This is a stalemate. Wait a minute, roll up. Referee is right there. Is that enough? Oh my goodness. Just a 1 count, but still. It's through the ropes. Javon Evans, I don't know what he was trying to do, if he thought the referee was Obafemi, but certainly missed by just a little outside there. And now Obafemi done playing around though. He's done giving Mr. Javon Evans too much hope in this matchup and connects with a pump-up power bomb. And that's, no, it's not it. Again, still not enough. What else do you got to do? Oh no, second rope, frog splash. All the way from about halfway across the ring there. Obafemi setting him up. Let's see what Oba has in store here. Gonna toss him at the referee. And now again, one more time. Is it gonna be the trifecta of power bombs? Yes, it will be. Obafemi is going to retain the championship. Obafemi is going to NXT Stand and Deliver, ladies and gentlemen. Javon Evans, this kid is gonna be special. He's not, if not, I mean, he's already special, but man, when he wins his first ever championship, if it happens to be the North American Championship or NXT title or tag titles or whatever it may be in his future, Javon Evans tonight showcasing what he is going to bring to the table and very well is the future of this business. I mean, the only thing that really screwed him up in this matchup was that the rope thing where he was trying to kind of hit somebody, but the closest one that was near that maneuver obviously was the referee, and it just went downhill there. And Obafemi would capitalize with pump-up power bombs and connecting with this maneuver where he launches his opponent right at the referee, sending him a message, and he could have went for the pinfall there, but Obafemi's like, nope, it is time to send a message to everyone on this roster, and bam, just like that, down she blows, and Obafemi retains his championship. Obafemi needed that tonight to gain confidence as the NXT North American Champion. Really looking forward to see who steps up to face the champion on the road to Stand and Deliver. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the NXT Tag Team Championships to be defended here in Minneapolis, as it will be Berto and Angel teaming up of Legado del Fantasma to take on Matt and Jeff Hardy. This is the type of matchup, ladies and gentlemen, that to have something like this in terms of having legends in this business of Matt and Jeff Hardy. They've been everywhere. They've been to every company. They've held almost every championship you could ask for, especially in the tag team divisions. For them to be in WWE and just to still be wrestling is a tremendous feat, as it is to take on these second to third generation superstars that you see in this ring that you deal with, from Legado del Fantasma with Angel and Berto and Santos Escobar, and just there's so many great athletes that you see coming through that a lot of these superstars face off with each other or have faced their fathers or their grandfathers or whatever it may be. As now we wait for Jeff and Matt Hardy to make their way down to the very ring here. There is your one half of your NXT Tag Team Champions. Maybe playing some mind games are the Hardy Boys. Instead of coming out here together, maybe making Angel and Berto wait enough to where they get frustrated, I guess. But it is good to see Matt and Jeff Hardy continuing to wrestle, like I mentioned. But they got to keep themselves on their toes tonight, because this is the type of matchup where, kind of depending on how long this matchup goes, this very well could go in the way of Angel and Berto, and we could have new tag team champions. Angel and Berto, they obviously don't get all the chances in the world, but certainly they're going to do their best to make most of this opportunity, especially with how accomplished we've seen Matt and Jeff Hardy throughout the years. Going to be tag or Hall of Famers once that ever comes. Certainly going to be a great time to see. As Jeff Hardy's soaking it up. Obviously, a lot of people love the early 2000s Jeff Hardy, and even maybe 2008 when he was the WWE champion. 2008, 2009 Jeff Hardy, but there's a lot that Jeff and Matt have done and accomplished, and I think that's why there's so much respect that goes out to that tag team. As we wait for Matt Hardy to make his way down to the very ring here. And, for Matt Hardy, I think obviously he's got to be one of the most underrated tag team superstars in an actual tag team, I would ever say. Just I mean, he doesn't get as much publicity that Jeff Hardy gets, and doesn't obviously they had two different reigns and stuff like that, and back in a long time ago. But still, just to compare those two, and obviously Matt doesn't care. Obviously, he wants what's best for his brother and everything, but certainly going back to this matchup, hopefully Matt and Jeff do not look past Angel and Berto. We've had a great night so far of singles action and the Iron Survivor matchup. Really looking forward to seeing how this tag team matchup goes as we send it back down to our ring announcer.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall and is for the NXT Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 403 pounds, Angel and Berto Garza. And their opponents at a combined weight of 461 pounds, Jeff Harvey and Matt Harvey.
And they're the NXT Tag Team Championships as Angel, and it looks like Jeff Hardy will kick us off here tonight. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. We're going to see some good high-octane action, some high-flying action, certainly. Lucha Libre style versus the high-flying of Matt and Jeff Hardy. Maybe even that technical wrestling background at times, as Angel with a beautiful moonsault off the top rope. Formerly known as Los Garza, Angel and Berto siding with Santos Escobar, so Santos Escobar can start this newer version of Legado del Fantasma. Came up a bit short earlier on tonight, unfortunately did Santos Escobar, but he did show you guys why he is one talented superstar, man. And one of these times, maybe in the near future, you can see what he can be, and certainly you can't rule out a championship run from Santos Escobar. But right now it is just the age of all ego, and that being Mr. Ethan Page. Let's look at these big kicks right to the temple, man. That is not going to feel too good. But as this matchup continues, ladies and gentlemen, still to come tonight, we have, and actually coming up next, we have the Women's North American Championship. It will be Thea Hale defending her Women's North American Championship against JC Jane. As, Matt Hardy getting involved. Angel busted wide open. And 2 for 1. And inadvertently taking out Matt Hardy. But going back to what I was trying to say, with the North American Championship being on the line, JC Jane has not only attacked Thea Hale personally, she's attacked her emotionally as well. And we're going to see coming up next, how Thea Hale can deal with that. And Andre Chase, the professor of Chase University, the head man of Chase University, is doing everything in her power to make sure she's trained correctly and she's ready to retain that championship. And then obviously another matchup everyone's really looking forward to is that NXT Women's Championship matchup between Roxanne Perez and the women's champion Tiffany Stratton. Get the Prodigy versus Miss Stratton. Is now Jeff Hardy going to look to get the tag? No, he will not. But Angel will get the tag, and here comes Berto. But Jeff Hardy one step ahead of him and folds him like a piece of paper. And now Jeff Hardy going to maybe look for the tag. Yes, he does. Big clothesline there for Matt Hardy as these guys continue to go back and forth here. Nice reversal, though, or I should say nice block from Matt Hardy. But going back to NXT Stand and Deliver, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot to really digest into really what we've already seen and accomplished already tonight with obviously Ethan Page, Dragon Lee. That's going to be a big-time Stand and Deliver matchup. I mean, what's the tag team division going to look like coming out of tonight? Are we going to see new champions? Or will Matt and Jeff Hardy continue to lead this tag team division, and where these tag teams have to step up? And plus, obviously, the women's division, how everything's going to be turning up, and obviously, there's just so much to really digest, and there's a lot more superstars that want to get on that Stand and Deliver card, and we'll tell you coming up very soon what the road to NXT Stand and Deliver is going to look like. Collar elbow tie up there briefly, but now here comes Matt Hardy. An Irish whip him into the corner. No, I thought it was going to, but now he's going to throw him on the apron, and now Angel DDT spiking the life of Matt Hardy on that apron. That sure is not going to feel good as Angel with a flying crossbody. Over the top rope he went. Angel sending a message to Jeff and Matt Hardy here is now going for an underhook. Pile driver. Spiking Matt Hardy outside here. And this could be the turning point that Los Garza need. Man, just that cut brewing on the face of Angel there. I'm surprised you can see, but that may have just pissed off Angel even more as Angel's able to slip out of it. But man, back and forth we go. And oh, reversal after reversal. That's what you love to see. Angel Hurricane Rana. Matt trying to get the tag. Yes, he will. And now here comes the Enigma, Jeff Hardy. Well, at least we thought he was coming, but Angel slows it down and is trying to humble Jeff Hardy now. Oh, the raking of the back of Jeff Hardy as he connects with a sling blade into the kick to the side of the skull. It certainly is not going to be feeling too good as here we go with a tag. Going for a jumping clothesline. Berto just a lot faster. You can see the quickness from Berto and Angel is starting to catch up to Jeff and Matt, I believe. A big punch there from Angel, but still doesn't affect it, as it honestly helped out Jeff Hardy more as he connected with the twist of fate. And now Jeff Hardy, high risk time, looking for that swanton bomb. Swanton to Berto. 1, 2, and just like that, Angel saves the matchup. Very well could have been a 3 count, but the matchup will continue. Berto going for that clothesline. Hardy just a little bit one step ahead of him there. And when you deal with tag teams like Matt and Jeff, it's really hard to really beat them in this tag team division. And you're probably like, what do you mean by that? Well, Matt and Jeff have seen so many tag teams that are very different. I mean, they've faced off with different types of luchadors. They've faced off with other giants and just different types of superstars that they expect. They're already game planned. They're ready for these type of matches. I'm not saying they don't lose matches, but they come into these matches with a game plan and they do pretty well to execute, but it's just in the coming down to the late stages of certain matches and how they execute. And now Matt Hardy, twist of fate time, but Berto trying to fight out of it, and he does. And oh, stiff clothesline there to Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy was ready to end Berto there, but this was not the time for Berto there. Oh, wait a minute. Berto looking for a Mexican destroyer right in front of Jeff Hardy. Are we going to see new tag team champions? 1, 2. No. Jeff Hardy right there to break it up. I'm very curious, even if Jeff Hardy was not there to break it up, would we have seen Matt Hardy kick out? As I don't know what you want to call that. Not highly effective. The submission is going to be highly effective, but the throwing him over the head onto the mat very slowly, I wouldn't count that as innovative or anything special. Let's see if Berto can hit a better move here. Oh, there you go. Different submission hold here. He slipped out of the last one. Matt Hardy may have to tap out. Middle of the ring. Does he have enough? And now Berto lets go of it. I think he was feeling Matt Hardy was kind of fighting out of it there and realized it was better to live to fight on in this matchup. Because now Angel and Berto here. Let's see what these guys are thinking. Double super kick. And down goes Matt Hardy. And now Angel, what does Mr. Angel Garza have in store here? Springboard, missile dropkick misses, and now it is time for Matt Hardy to get going. Bam! What a punch there. Right there to that open wound on his face. This is the type of tag team match you love to see. A lot of back and forth here. And now Jeff Hardy, springboard, cross body. The charismatic enigma continuing to show why he's one of the best of all time. Now stomping away briefly, but now Angel with a brief maneuver there and a big clothesline that gets himself back in this matchup. Can Angel hit maybe an Angel clipper or a close or a something off the top rope to really put away Jeff and Matt here? As Jeff Hardy from the corner. Oh, big time maneuver there. Right now, Angel and Berto are doing a pretty good job in this match as he connects with a flapjack type of maneuver to put down Angel in the middle of the ring. As now, Hardy, Swanton, bomb, but no. Angel realized where Jeff Hardy was, and he's able to capitalize with a vicious code breaker. Now Berto gets the tag in. Angel just realized what Jeff was thinking about doing, rolled out a couple seconds ahead. Jeff didn't see it, and that was just a great maneuver there from Los Garza. As Jeff Hardy watches on as his brother connecting with an elbow to the chest. Uh-oh, the big man. Bam! The second rope leg drop. We've seen so many times he connecting with that leg drop throughout the years. Not very surprising, but it does get pretty effective from time to time. Let's see what Matt Hardy can pull out of his repertoire here. Into the corner. Let's see if we can see an extreme combination from both men, but Matt Hardy, oh goodness, I think may have been looking for the twist of fate there. He was trying to kick him, but Berto jumped over the kick, and no champions! Just like that. Los Garza. I don't know how stiff that clothesline was, ladies and gentlemen, but it was enough. And just like that, Los Garza, a.k.a. Legado del Fantasma, pulling out a surprising win. Nothing to take away from Los Garza, a.k.a. Legado del Fantasma, but certainly was not expecting that, especially after, that jumping clothesline. Matt Hardy was looking for a kick. I think he was going to be looking for a twist of fate. Berto jumping over the kick and hit him with a stiff clothesline. Hopefully we get a replay of just that as a swanton bomb there to Berto early in the matchup. But big matchup right there. As you're going to see the pinfall. We didn't get to see the whole thing, but Berto would get the win. That clothesline was enough. And just like that, a surprise title change here tonight at NXT Deadline. Angel and Berto, Legado del Fantasma, shake up the tag team world.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the NXT Women's North American Championship.
JC Jane.
And now it is time for the Women's North American Championship match. Here comes JC Jane and Fallon Henley of Fatal Influence. JC Jane has talked that big game. She's attacked Thea Hale on the microphone. She's attacked her in person. And she's coming after that Women's North American Championship. She believes that she is the rightful owner of that championship, even though obviously she has never won that Women's North American Championship. She believes that she should be the one holding that championship and not Thea Hale. We'll see if JC Jane can back that up tonight in the middle of that ring. It is going to be vicious. It is going to be brutal. Maybe it could be very well one-sided. You never absolutely know. But also, Thea Hale going to be bringing out her professor, Andre Chase, to even up the odds. As there she is, Thea Hale with Andre Chase there at ringside, just going to make sure everything goes well, that, is able to comfort Thea Hale if she gets in a bind in the matchup, or if Fallon Henley looks to get involved, Andre Chase will look to be right there to even the odds, like I mentioned. But Thea Hale, I mean, you look at her, the small size, but she's a fighter, man. You never can count out a wrestler like that is going to want to scratch and claw to the very end. And you're probably saying, well, every superstar's like that. Well, not necessarily. Some superstars, they don't need to grind it out, especially, the bigger superstars that can win the match in the first couple minutes, like, certain giants in the company. If they go up against a small person like maybe a size of a Rey Mysterio or someone very small, or maybe even a Hornswoggle sized person, it is not going to take that long to dominate a matchup.
Introducing the challenger from Tampa, Florida, JC Jane. And her opponent from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the NXT Women's North American Champion, Thea Hale.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. For that NXT Women's North American Championship, Thea Hale is a two-time North American champion. She got cashed in on by Nikita Lyons at one time, would get it back, but JC Jane is coming right towards her. Referee ringing the bell, and look at JC Jane coming right out the gate with a kill shot. Absolutely brutal. And that's what certain superstars are doing to kind of do the unexpected, especially like a killer blow like that, ladies and gentlemen. That is a knockout shot. Here we go, roll up, trying to beat Thea Hale here with the roll up there. But obviously Thea Hale not going to lose it just like that, at least you wouldn't think so, as JC Jane showing you that physical side of her. JC Jane does not care about what these people here in Minnesota think. All she cares about is her Fatal Influence group with herself and Fallon Henley, and then also about championships, and also probably some money. Who doesn't love money? As now Fallon Henley watches on as JC Jane goes high risk. No, she overshot it. Now we'll see if Thea Hale can use it to her advantage, but no, just a little bit too slow in that. And now, wait a minute, JC Jane, what is she thinking about? Oh, goodness. Forearm to the back of the head, but Thea Hale, pure adrenaline as she is, now we got ourselves a collar elbow tie-up here briefly. Trying to outpower each other here in this situation, and oh, look at Thea Hale trying to out-wrestle JC Jane at this moment. Now JC back and forth, here we go, and JC just feeling out process here. Right now, this is what you love to see. Sometimes you got to slow down the matchup. Your opponent's not expecting it, and now you're just trying to trying to outlast your opponent. Thea Hale now. Oh, nice running clothesline, almost like a bump of sorts. Takes down Thea Hale. Now another collar elbow tie-up. Another feeling out process here as Fallon Henley takes off that top turnbuckle as both women. Oh goodness, what a cheap shot. And referee right on her. Trying to make sure that doesn't happen again as almost like a snapmare roll through kick into the pinfall. Strong kick out. And now JC Jane gonna go high risk, high reward. No, flying senton. And now this is where Thea Hale needs to stay on this moment, and well, it comes back to bite him as Fallon Henley took that top turnbuckle off. JC Jane got to eat all of that metal right there. It's back and forth we go. Thea Hale springboard. Oh, she missed that springboard senton of sorts. Didn't work out in her favor, and she didn't know where she was at. And now JC Jane and Thea Hale going back and forth. Ooh, vicious neck breaker. Thea Hale not done though. Thea Hale looking to put away JC Jane once and for all here. Kimura lock. Kimura, but a rope break here. I don't know if the leg or the arm was long enough, but either way. Oh no, the knees got up. The knees right to the middle of that back as JC Jane has a stiff knee to the face. Man, might lose some teeth taking too many of those, as now JC Jane high risk in the opposite corner here. Let's see if she can connect. This is about halfway across the ring. Oh no, she would have been able to, but Thea Hale was able to dodge that out the way. And again, referee has not fixed that turnbuckle, and again for the second time it has gone in the favor, or at least in the opposite favor, of what JC Jane wanted to do. And Fallon Henley again trying to do everything in her power to help out JC Jane, but right now it's not helping her out right now. She's ran into that exposed turnbuckle twice now. We'll see if that senton was enough. No, 2.5. And now the Hale just has to stay positive right now. She has to maybe talk briefly as, oh, wait a minute. Referee going outside the ring here. I don't know if he was going to talk to Fallon Henley or what was going to go on there. But nonetheless, here comes Thea Hale. High risk maneuver. Big axe handle. No, it misses. JC Jane now going to look to capitalize. Spinning kick to the temple. And now the referee, though, this could be the knockout blow. 3, 4. At least a 3 to 4 count there. But referee was dealing with that top turnbuckle. And now, it feels like Fallon Henley has cost her this matchup. Now Thea Hale looking to finish the matchup. Nope, JC Jane. Both of these women feels like they know each other quite well. Just back and forth with the strikes. And now back in the corner we go. Let's see what Thea wants to set up here. Big running elbow right across the neck. And now going to bring that big kick right across that midsection. Again, we saw this earlier. That swinging neck breaker. Absolutely brutal. And now Thea Hale looking to retain the North American Championship. Here we go. Kimura lock, middle of the ring. No rope breaks going to be coming your way, JC. Are you going to have to tap out? Middle of the ring. JC Jane. No. And now the referee getting involved, or I should say, Fallon Henley getting involved, distracting the referee. I don't know what they're saying, but it seems like it's more of a distraction here, if anything, then. This feels like this is Thea Hale's match right now to win. Pinfall, hook of the leg. 1, 2, no 3. Thea Hale retains, but JC Jane grabbed the bottom rope. Referee should have seen it, but I think he was just focused on the shoulders being down, just counted. But technically, Thea Hale is still your NXT North American champion. JC Jane definitely has a gripe here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly was not expecting that, were ya? Thea Hale retains, but there is some controversy. Referee, again, we've seen it on episodes here recently on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, does not matter. But certainly just there's moments where referees just don't see it. Right here, you get a perfect angle. Referee is right there watching the shoulders and doesn't see the arm go up. I mean, that's highly questionable. But, I mean, unless Adam Pearce comes out here, the actions of this are official. Thea Hale is still your North American champion despite controversy of the shoulders being up. Or the hand on the rope, I should say.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the NXT Women's Championship.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your co-main event of the evening, as it will be Roxanne Perez and Tiffany Stratton, 1-on-1 here tonight for that Women's NXT Championship. Roxanne, already a multi-time champion here in NXT, ladies and gentlemen, winning the NXT Championship, winning the NXT Tag Team Championship, as Tiffany Stratton. Man, that's nights of just run-ins galore here tonight. And now, here comes Tiffany Stratton right after Roxanne Perez. And oh no, just wrenching the back of the neck there, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly not the best feeling in the world there. And now Roxanne gonna try to bring the fight here to right here. These rights to Tiffany Stratton. Now the Prodigy looking to deal with it, but certainly not what you wanted to expect here. Certainly between both of these women, the two top women in the industry here on NXT, they want to be the best of the best. They are the best of the best. And certainly now you're seeing it continue to come to a head here tonight. And look at Roxanne clubbing blows to the face of Tiffany Stratton, and then just a clubbing blow in her own right. Look at these chops, these strikes, right to the middle of the back. And now Tiffany continue to bring the fight. Now Roxanne in the middle of that ring. And now the match up is official. Oh goodness, what a kick right to the midsection. Let's see what Tiffany has in store here for Roxanne Perez. Again, fighting back out of it. Just the strength, the power of Roxanne and Tiffany Stratton here. Oh goodness, what a cheap shot there from Tiffany. But I mean, that's what both women are all about. It's all about cheap shots between both of these women. It's a side slam there. And of course, Tiffany's all about herself right now. Which certainly there's nothing wrong with that. You know, she's the one that attacked Roxanne, so she feels confident. But also, a lot of people could say, hey, you know, the reason why you're attacking her from, you know, well, I mean, you attacked her from her front side, apparently, obviously, not the back side. But certainly you attacked her because maybe you're feeling like she certainly is a person that could beat you for that NXT Women's Championship. Certainly she would not agree with that, but I mean, people definitely could throw that out there, that, you know, you're scared that you're gonna lose that championship, so you gotta go even lower and attack your opponent. Both of these women are not loved by the WWE universe, but certainly, you know, there's got to be a winner and there's got to be a loser. There's two top women right now in all of NXT, and they're going at it right now. And the winner of this matchup will go to NXT Stand and Deliver, and they will go on to face off with one of the 5 women in that Iron Survivor matchup, as Roxanne just gets that 1 count. Could it be the Prodigy Roxanne Perez, or will it be Tiffany Stratton? Roxanne has been here a lot longer than Tiffany Stratton, but Tiffany has had a good career as well. Both women have accomplished a lot in their careers. Oh, look at this. I've never seen that variation of a maneuver of that Alabama slam. And I think it's different because of obviously the size difference between Roxanne and Tiffany Stratton, but still, I mean, highly effective. Is now, oh goodness, nice senton from that top rope. And Tiffany Stratton feeling pretty good about herself at this moment. Roxanne, she's scrappy as she is. Right now she's going to continue to bring the fight to Tiffany. Here we go off the ropes. Can she walk out the new women's champion? There's a lot on the line coming out of this matchup, ladies and gentlemen, especially on the road to NXT Stand and Deliver. And now Tiffany trying to pick up Roxanne, but with the opponent a little bit smaller than you, it seemed like she was having to squat down a little bit lower to try to do that, and it did not work out in her favor at that moment in time. But ladies and gentlemen, we are just moments away from that massive 5-way matchup, and we'll be going 25 minutes to get ourselves a winner and see who can get the most pinfalls. It would be Stephanie Vaquer, Lash Legend. You're going to see Alba Fire, Kalani Jordan, as well as Julia in that very matchup. Now big stomp from Roxanne. Oh goodness, nice twirling maneuver, landing right on the ribs. Could that be enough to advance her to Stand and Deliver? No. 2.9, and Roxanne could not believe it. And Roxanne done playing around, looking for maybe some pop rocks here possibly. No, she's not. She's going to go for the submission instead here. A little bit of a crossface. Referee is kind of in the way, but Tiffany Stratton got lucky. Her legs are long enough to hit the bottom rope and was able to get a rope break. And now let's see what Roxanne has in store for Tiffany. I mean, she's probably still feeling the effects of that assault from Tiffany Stratton, but we'll see if she can still walk out champion. Let's look at Roxanne with those strikes, and Roxanne, oh goodness, what a vicious face buster. Let's see what Roxanne wants to do. Just, oh goodness, just decimating Tiffany Stratton there. And now here we go. Roxanne, high risk, high reward maneuver there from the Prodigy. The Meteora from the top. Will that be enough for Roxanne this time to win the championship? No! Tiffany Stratton, another kick out. And now, wait, Stratton. Oh, vicious headbutt, okay. And, for Stratton, she probably pulled that maneuver out of her hat after losing to Julia. She's probably not 100%, so maybe that's the reason why she attacked Roxanne to get the upper hand on the matchup. That makes sense now, as a swanton halfway across the ring. And this could be Tiffany Stratton's moment to knock off Roxanne Perez here. She tosses her off the rope in a big spinning elbow. Now let's see what Roxanne, now I was just going to say if Roxanne could fight back out of it. I think Tiffany was thinking about at least trying to throw her in the corner for a high-risk maneuver of sorts. And this time it didn't work out. Roxanne, now is she thinking about another cross-face maneuver? No, she is not. She's looking for some pop rocks right there to Tiffany Stratton. Pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Roxanne Perez is the new NXT Women's Champion. What a match, ladies and gentlemen. Tiffany Stratton, despite the attack on Roxanne to kick off this matchup, Stratton could not beat Roxanne Perez. But for me mentally, it all came, ahead in the matchup where, it makes sense. Tiffany Stratton couldn't beat Julia. She had a hard-fought match. She wasn't going to be 100% walking into this matchup, so she did what she did and attacked Roxanne, because Roxanne's matchup with Stephanie Vaquer wasn't as physical as what Tiffany Stratton had to endure, so I'm thinking that's what Tiffany Stratton had to do. But it did not work out in her favor, and Roxanne Perez is your new NXT Women's champion. Absolutely massive for Roxanne Perez tonight. Here you go, the pop rocks right there. Bam! Right to Tiffany Stratton. Referee is right there, and you see it just like that. New women's champion. And now Roxanne will have to go to the back to watch what just occurred, or what's going to occur up next in that Iron Survivor matchup. Congratulations once again to the prodigy, Roxanne Perez. Roxanne's still out here celebrating. Wait just a second. Looks like we're hearing some music, and wait just a minute. One of the hottest free agents in all of the wrestling business, Blake Monroe, formerly known as Mariah May on the independent scene. Mariah May, now known as Blake Monroe, making herself down to the ring after Roxanne just had a grueling match. Big question here is, what is Blake Monroe doing here? Is she one of the newest signees to the NXT roster? Big question that we are about to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Big time moment. If for sure this is a newest signee to this NXT roster, this already stacks the women's division even more. What is Blake Monroe doing here on NXT? And it looks like Roxanne wants nothing to do with that whatsoever. And she's hightailing it out of here, and do you blame her? She just won the NXT Women's Championship. She doesn't need to deal with whoever this Blake Monroe is, besides being one of the hottest free agents in all of WWE, though. And, well, this is a huge moment, not only for Roxanne Perez winning this championship, as Blake Monroe out here continuing to celebrate with these fans. And wait just a minute, Roxanne coming from behind and attacking Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe just coming out here, stealing the spotlight, and Roxanne did not like that whatsoever. Do you blame her though? And again, back and forth. Roxanne with those big kicks, and now here comes Blake Monroe. And to send a message to your new NXT Women's Champion. Look at these slaps and punches, double fists right to the throat as well. And now Blake Monroe, almost shades of a Drew McIntyre, taking out your women's champion. Blake Monroe, welcome to NXT, and welcome everyone to one of the hottest free agents in all of WWE. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is your main event of the evening. It is time to figure out who is facing off with Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship. Will it be this woman right here, the powerhouse of this match, Lash Legend? Now this lady, she has not gotten too many opportunities here in Universe Mode, but she did take advantage of her opportunity in a qualifying matchup to get into this said matchup. And hey, winning this, for herself, was a part of Metaphor, down to herself and Noam Dar. The other two are no longer in the company. This is a big time opportunity for Lash Legend to capitalize on small opportunities. And Adam Pearce, if she has a strong showing, hey, maybe tomorrow night, Royal Rumble, maybe, just maybe, Lash Legend gets a huge opportunity. What do you think? Possibilities are endless. But certainly, she has to go through the likes of Alba Fire, Kalani Jordan, Stephanie Vaquer, Julia. And the list goes on with a total list of 5 women. But here comes the ever dangerous Kalani Jordan. That gymnastics background coming to a head in this matchup. That very well might help her out. And I've mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again. From Michigan State, has the Michigan State colors. I'm not a Michigan State fan. Go blue, go Michigan. But still, I mean, she has that background, and that gymnastics background very well could help her tonight here on NXT Deadline. I mean, she has to go 25 minutes. All these women are going to be brutalized. But at the end of this night, we are going to see who has earned it. You're going to see all sorts of different weapons, more than likely used. Anything from steel chairs to baseball bats, tables, whatever it may be. It is going to be an absolute barn burner of a match. An absolute banger of a matchup. Who will walk out victorious, though? As the next woman makes her way down to the ring, it is Alba Fire. Will she bring the fire here tonight? Could you imagine? You know, she might be putting people through tables that are on fire. Maybe she makes it in an inferno match or something out of this. Maybe I'm taking it too far, sorry. But hey, we've seen some crazier things from The Undertaker and Kane, but nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, this is certainly a big time matchup, to say the least, for all 5 women. I know I keep saying it, but you know, the business is picking up on the women's side of things. It's certainly, and that's not just NXT. That's Raw, that's SmackDown, that is the whole company. For years and years, the men dominated this sport. From WWE, TNA, all different companies, it was all men. But you're starting to see now women are starting to take over the landscape slowly but surely. You're seeing the big names here on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown having better matches than the men. And certainly when you get that opportunity to do that, you know, we've had so many women that have started a revolution, you know, that have claimed it was them, from Emma, Paige, Sasha Banks of the 4 Horsewomen, with Charlotte. Obviously, I just mentioned Sasha, Bayley, Becky Lynch, or even Nikki Bella and Brie Bella. And I mean, there's so many women that have claimed that they've helped, you know, perfect professional wrestling in the terms of what the women bring to the table, giving them more opportunities. And I mean, I can see it from different angles on what that is, but today, I think it doesn't matter per se who did that, but it is great to see where professional wrestling is as a whole in the terms of what the women bring to the table now. Getting those opportunities to showcase what brought them and why they got signed to WWE or these other brands out there. But getting away from what I was trying to say here is we got Stephanie Vaquer, one half of the women's tag team champions. She was recently in that battle royal. It was herself and Julia tearing down the house with obviously the rest of these 5 women in this matchup. Came down to Stephanie and Julia, and obviously Julia would walk out victorious. Then this past week on NXT, we would see some singles matches where Roxanne would beat Stephanie Vaquer, and then also Julia would defeat Tiffany Stratton in a barn burning matchup. Those women beat the snot out of each other, and it makes sense of how that match just panned out. But now these women have to go 25 minutes after what they did to each other. You know, that is something that's I would say it's not doable per se, but if someone can do it, I think Julia could be the woman to outlast these 4 women. And that's not a shot at the 4 other women, but just how Julia has been as of late. She has been showing you what she's been able to accomplish and why she was one of the hottest free agents from Japan to NXT. But nonetheless, big time main event here at NXT Deadline. What is going to happen tonight? Let's find out live here at NXT Deadline. Will it be the beautiful madness? Could you imagine the tag team championship and the NXT championship around Julia's waist? That very well could happen. Match has officially started. The bell has rung, as well as the timer has started. And now we got ourselves 25 minutes of pure hatred, pure fun, pure brutality. And like we mentioned in the men's matchup, I will mention it here again. Let's say two women, let's say Stephanie and Julia, they have 3 pinfalls each, everyone else has just 1 or 2, and the match ends. We are going to have a sudden death between the two women. It would be Stephanie and Julia at that time, and let's say, obviously, that sudden death becomes a one-on-one contest. So it goes from a fatal 5-way setting of sorts to a one-on-one sudden death match, to where first pinfall or submission from those two would go on to, obviously, NXT stand and deliver. But Stephanie Vacure, she's already been busted open, and we're just a little over a minute into this matchup. Isn't that crazy? Because I believe that was Julia that did that to her. Crazy, that's her tag team partner as well. So we'll see how this goes the rest of the way here. We'll see if Stephanie Vacure, drawing blood, essentially, that maybe it helps her out, and maybe she goes on to win this matchup. Look at this big time maneuver as Alba Fire with a sledgehammer, but now, luckily for her, Stephanie Vacure was able to take her out. Lash Legend gonna take down Stephanie Vacure. Man, the power and strength to be able to toss another human being in the air like that is absolutely brutal. As a vicious elbow. I don't know if she got all of it, but it seems like she thinks she's got enough, and not enough to get a pinfall just yet, though. Big kick misses, and we'll see if Alba Fire can pick up the strong woman Lash Legend. Not able to, as Kalani going for a kick, and Julia had that well scouted. In the last Iron Survivor matchup, ladies and gentlemen, we saw not only one hell of a matchup, but we saw Dragon Lee get himself a victory, getting himself 3 pinfalls in 25 minutes. That was about, I would say, about the 10 to 11 minute range. Not saying that can't change here in this matchup, but that was a little over halfway through this matchup, as Julia looking to put away her tag team partner, as Alba Fire breaks the guitar over the body of Stephanie Vacure. Oh my goodness, as Julia, though, strikes with a knee strike as well. And now Jordan telling Stephanie to get up to her feet. Back and forth we go, as devastating backbreaker. Kalani Jordan, arm drag takedown. Now Legend looking to get a first pinfall of this very matchup. Ooh, is that 1 or a 2? I can't tell, but it was not officially a pinfall, though. And now Alba Fire with a nice springboard, striking down Stephanie Vacure. And now referee is in position, shoulders are down, 2, but just a 2 count. And now Lash Legend Julia going at it. And now, nice flatlining maneuver there. And now Alba Fire is literally on fire, taking down Lash Legend and Julia in the process. And now she's going to take down Kalani. I believe Kalani is busted wide open, ladies and gentlemen. I believe a big cut is on the forehead after these broken shards of the guitar are in this ring. I believe that is what is cut open. Kalani there is a big time Hurricane Rana into the beating down. And Stephanie's got herself a barbed wire baseball bat, and now she just ate it off the midsection. And now Kalani, sick and tired of having to deal with her, and down she goes. Now just able to kick out, and now a light fixture just beaten off the head of Lash Legend. And now Can't see what's going on in the middle of the ring if there's a pinfall or anything, but certainly now we can see it if there's something, but it is broken up. Nothing just yet, as we are almost 5 minutes into this matchup. A total of 25 minutes. Lonnie Jordan with the leg over Stephanie Vacquier. Perfect opportunity to get a pinfall over Stephanie Vacquier, but no. Just a 1 count as Lash Legend feeling herself here at ringside. Trying to get this crowd maybe behind her, and maybe she doesn't care. I don't know. You just never know. Now let's see what Kalani... Oh, another guitar. I wonder how many guitars we have down there. We've had about 3 to 4, I think, broken today, or at least taken out. A one-handed chokeslam from Lash Legend. Going to look to go to pinfall here on Alba Fire. Is this going to be enough to get a pinfall? No, it will not. It is broken. Oh, beautiful moonsault there from Kalani. And now Kalani cleaning house. Took out Legend, took out Vacquier. Let's see if she can take out Alba Fire here. She does. She even cut open Alba Fire there. And now Lash Legend, though, is done playing around and going to connect with a front slam there. And Kalani, you can see that cut from earlier on tonight from the guitar shards. Certainly not the best feeling. Lash Legend, oh goodness, Vacquier just hit all of that guitar over there. As now Kalani is down and out, no pinfall, wanting to try to get a pinfall on Kalani. They're not wanting to do that. And it seems like these women just want to beat the snot out of each other, which is perfectly fine. But you want to get that pinfall early on to make these other people more aggressive. As Alba Fire and just outside that trash can. And Stephanie looking right after Alba Fire, coming inside the ring here. And Alba Fire with a super kick to the back of the neck. That ain't going to be feeling too good for sure. And look at Lash Legend. The power and strength of that young lady. And now here comes Alba Fire here. Alba Fire. Oh no, she misses the missile drop kick. But Stephanie, a little bit slow in reacting to it. A little bit slow after what she's taken in this matchup. As Kalani and Lash Legend deals with the double headbutts there. And now onto the apron we go. We got Alba and Julia here. Julia, for the DDT, spiking her on her head. And now Stephanie wanting to go after Julia here. Oh, goodness, a different variation of a finisher there from Stephanie Vacquier. And now Vacquier goes after her tag team partner, who busted her open within just less than a minute into the matchup. So certainly, Stephanie is not too happy about that. And now here comes Stephanie with a defeat, big time maneuver there. Stephanie now looking to get on the board. Will she get there? No, Julia kicks out. And now, nice snapmare into just beating up the head there of Stephanie and opening up that cut as Kalani Jordan, did not work out in her favor. She thought she was going to catch him off guard, maybe try to hit both of those women with a beautiful moonsault from the top rope. And now big time suplex there as Lash Legend beats a light fixture into the head of Alba Fire. Now Julia in trouble here, but no, Kalani able to not hold on too long. Julia was able to get out of that. And now Stephanie Vacquier, down goes Lash Legend. Gonna go for the first pinfall attempt in this matchup. Is this gonna be enough? No, Lash Legend kicks out. And as we start itching almost close to almost being 10 minutes. We're getting close to 10 minutes into this matchup. These women are working their tails off. It just has not been close enough to getting a 3 count. So we have Alba Fire and Kalani Jordan going at it in the middle of the ring still. Kalani taken out briefly. And now let's see if Alba Fire can make a name for herself here in NXT. Have her moment. She threw a fixture. Luckily for her, it didn't break. As a Hurricane Rana takes down one half of the women's tag team division here. We'll see if this is enough to get on the board. It is not. And now Kalani goes after Miss Alba Fire. Look at these forearm strikes from Stephanie into the jawbreaker. And Miss Jordan was taking a little bit too long there. And now here comes Stephanie Vacure. The corkscrew takedown there of Miss Julia, but probably not the best time to try to go for the pinfall because everyone was inside the ring. Is Lash Legend with a big maneuver to Kalani Jordan. But again, these women aren't being smart with trying to go for the pinfall, as we are now under 15 minutes in this matchup left. Pinfall from Alba Fire does not work out in her favor yet. But we do have at least one confirmed matchup, ladies and gentlemen, for our lovely NXT Stand and Deliver, as it will be the NXT Championship, Ethan Page taking on Dragon Lee, who won the very matchup earlier on tonight. We're going to see who takes on Roxanne Perez, though, in the women's side of things, because we do have a new women's champion in Roxanne Perez. Julia now, let's see what she has in store here. Brainbuster there. Brainbuster, but Kalani with a drop kick. Is she looking to steal a pinfall early in this matchup here? Oh, she broke it right there in the ribs. Thought it was a clear shot there, too. As Alba Fire misses that maneuver, Kalani Jordan looking to get on the board. Oh no, Lash Legend kicks out at 2. Kalani moving out of the way, looking to connect with a side kick or whatever. Didn't work out, and Julia's going to make her pay with a brainbuster. Man, her and her brainbusters tonight. Pinfall, but again, Lash Legend right there to break it up. And certainly with the 5 women that you have in this ring, I think they can all put on instant classics with Roxanne. But now you have another woman that is joining the NXT roster, and that is Blake Monroe. So that probably throws in a wrench possibly in the plans, as Julia gets on the board at 13-14. And that's what we're saying with these matches, ladies and gentlemen. It's right place, right time. You just never know in these type of matchup. There's the roll up there, but back and forth we go. Big splash right there, right there. And it's just going to continue. Just brutality. And now, wait a minute, Lash Legend, she might get on the board here. 1, 2, 3. I believe the referee counted that. Yes, Lash Legend now is a part of it. Lash Legend gets on the board. Lash Legend again. Uh-oh. Oh, that was close. Back. Oh my goodness, that forearm strike. That is a knockout blow from Lash Legend. And do not want to take too many of those, ladies and gentlemen. As now Kalani Jordan, Irish whip into the corner. And now just trying to stomp away. Here comes... Oh, drops right on the top rope. Kalani Jordan with that springboard moonsault. Or split-legged moonsault, pardon me. And then here comes Julia, though, from behind with a nice back suplex right there on the shards there. But if I'm Julia, you have 2 down bodies. That is 2 pinfalls you could get right now. But right now she's deciding not to do that whatsoever. Which, I mean, that's going to come back to hurt her chances here. But, I mean, you know, that's the chances you take in these type of matches where you want to focus on certain things. And now Jordan with a leg drop over Stephanie Vacure's body there, as we are getting to the 11-minute mark. That puts us well over halfway through. Plenty of time for these women to get back in this matchup. We do have a tie between Julia and Lash Legend at this moment. Legend taking away 2-for-1 specials here at ringside. And now Kalani Jordan with a big scoop slam. No, she was going to go for the scoop slam. Didn't work out in her favor. But now back and forth we go. Frankensteiner right there to Julia. Kalani Jordan looking to get on the board. 2. No, and Stephanie Vacure. I believe she broke it up in time, but Julia was going to kick out as well. And now Stephanie going to get hit with that flying cross body there. That sure as hell ain't going to feel too good. And Kalani Jordan so close, but that was just a 2. Now elbow fire. Ooh, nice maneuver there. Now into the nice Hurricane Rana as well. And we are now officially 10 minutes. 10 minutes left in this marquee matchup in the women's division. Did you see how high she got on that maneuver? Kalani Jordan looking to put it all on the line for you. And now big power slam there from Lash. This is the type of matchup, ladies and gentlemen, that certainly no rest for the wicked. Certainly, just in the terms of taking these type of maneuvers. I mean, you literally got to sacrifice yourself, sacrifice your life in these type of matches, especially with some of these women that have not gotten opportunities. And Lash Legend has done great in this matchup. Same with Alba Fire, as the women's tag team champions continue to beat the snot out of each other. Nice tilt to whirl head scissors there. I should just say just head scissors. As now Julia looking to spike Stephanie Vacure, and she does. And look at Stephanie. She realizes she's in trouble. Make sure that she can't get hit with a pinfall. And she rolls to the corner. But maybe that was a bad idea. I thought maybe Julia, if she was able to maybe get something going on that top rope, that could have been very, very deadly. Oh, Stephanie. Oh, goodness. Twisting the leg there. Twisting the leg of Julia there. Stephanie Vacure turns her inside out with a back suplex. And now, here comes Stephanie. Julia's down. Elba Fire's down. And now, looking for that corkscrew halfway across the ring into the pinfall right in front of Julia. But nope, not going to get it on the board just yet. Julia's going to make sure everything in her power that her tag team partner does not get that opportunity. Now Stephanie gets tossed into the corner. Elbow Fire from behind. Has her up and down she goes. Elbow Fire might be able to get a pinfall, but she's not. She's going to focus on Julia now. I think it's the best idea, but oh, she lands on another shard. Now she's going to go for the pinfall on Julia. 1, 2, no. I believe the referee got took out of there, so no pinfall or submission though. As a snapmare takedown there of Elba Fire. Back and forth we go. These women are just putting it on the line. Blood, sweat, and tears. As a choke slam from Lash Legend. Pinfall from Elba Fire. 1. No, Lash Legend breaks it up. And now Elba Fire from behind. Man, this is getting brutal. You would think there's been more pinfalls and submissions in this matchup, but there has not. It is Legend and Julia as they eat defeat maneuver there. Takes down Elba Fire. Gonna go for the pinfall, but Kalani Jordan's right there to break it up. But obviously Stephanie Vacure is not gonna know that. That's another nice leg drop across the chest there. And now Julia and Lash Legend might be going at it here. Oh, Kalani going to the top rope. Frog splash there. And if you're Kalani, go for the pinfall. That could be enough to get you at least on the board. But not going to, it looks like. Now, looking for that split-legged moonsault there. Pinfall. 1, 2. No, Alba Fire breaks it up. And now Lash Legend with an opportunity, but no. We're itching very close to the 6-minute mark as a code breaker there from Alba Fire. Now Stephanie Vacure, vicious backbreaker there. Alba Fire trying to get herself a pinfall. So is Stephanie Vacure. She's trying to capitalize on Kalani Jordan being down and out. It looks like Julia's gonna do it. 2. Oh no, Alba Fire breaks it up. That would have been bad. Stephanie probably would have been pissed. And do you blame her if that were to happen? There's an electric chair, middle of the ring. And now you got two women that have the only pinfalls in this matchup, Julia and Lash Legend. And now could it be Lash Legend being that lady? Uh-oh, hold on, pinfall. Stephanie back here realizes it. And down, the pinfall stops there. And now Kalani, let's see if she can get on the board here. Again, a nice leg drop. Lash Legend trying to decide what she wants to do. She's talking that trash at ringside. And now Julia pointing at Stephanie. I'm not too sure what that is. Or maybe she's pointing at Lash Legend. I'm not too sure, but all hell has broken loose. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are the 5-minute mark. 5 minutes left in this big-time matchup. And it doesn't take much for some of these women to get back in this matchup. It only takes one. And if we get into a sudden death overtime, ladies and gentlemen, it may be just a one-on-one matchup, or it could become a triple threat or a fatal four-way. Or maybe if everyone gets one, it's a fatal five-way. Anything can happen. As here we go, Stephanie Vacure. Here we go, super kick. Got all of it. And what is Stephanie doing? An elbow fire talking some trash. Stephanie Vacure saying she's number one. I'm not sure what Stephanie Vacure's doing. Kalani Jordan was down and out. I don't know why she went outside the ring. That makes absolutely no sense. As elbow fire now had her up, didn't work out in her favor, and now everything is just breaking down as Kalani Jordan hits a vicious, absolute vicious shots with the sledgehammer, but a running kick right to the temple brings her back down. And with us being under 4 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, these women have to start getting themselves back inside the ring, at least two of them. And certainly with two women having a tie here early on, I mean, certainly we might be going to a sudden death between Julia and Lash Legend. As, oh goodness, Lash Legend tossed right into the hardest part of the table, the corners. And now Julia has, Kalani, wait a minute, looking for a brain buster, bam! Down goes Kalani, here we go. 1, 2, oh, nope, just a 2 count. Just a 2 count, and Julia cannot believe it. She thought she had it. Elbow fire coming out of nowhere. Lash Legend trying to throw her right into our announcers here at ringside. And certainly Stephanie does not like that, as we got 3 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. 3 hard-hitting minutes. As a back suplex folds Lash Legend here. Something has to give as Kalani Jordan looking to get herself on the board. 2, 3 she does. And if this were to stay the way it is, it would be a triple threat sudden death match. Something has to give, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, that drop kick misses out. Julia now. Oh, vicious headbutt from behind. Now Julia trying to sneak up on elbow fire. Into the corner we go. What does Julia have in store? Lash Legend coming right after her with the sledgehammer, but did not work out. Julia. What's she thinking? She thinking suplex? Julia. Underhook suplex. Right in the middle of that ring where all the shards are. Eat defeat right there. And now Lash Legend in the middle of the ring here. Hold on a minute. Lash Legend, is she thinking about a frog splash on Alba Fire? No, go for the frog splash, Lash. This was your moment. As a big flying clothesline misses. Alba Fire now looking to get on the board. No, roll up here. Pinfall. No, it will not be. And now we are down to 1 minute 30 seconds. We have a total of 90 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen. What is going to happen? We have a 3-way tie with 1 pinfall right now. So right now it's Julia, Jordan, and Legend. There's a 5-star frog splash halfway across the ring. Kalani Jordan, here we go. No. Stephanie Vacure has not gotten a 1, or neither has Alba Fire. Is down. Goes. She goes. Pinfall. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. Now Stephanie's on the board. Now we have ourselves a fatal 4-way matchup possibly could be happening. Everyone except for Alba Fire. Everything is going down. In the last 45 seconds, something has to give. Julia's down. Lash Legend is down. Kalani has Elba Fire where she wants her, I believe. Something has to give. We are nearing 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Our transmission may cut out to what we may have to do here. We will be getting our transmission cut briefly in the next 20 seconds, possibly. Now Stephanie back here from behind, Russian leg sweep. And if stuff doesn't change in the next 10 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be switching it to a fatal 4-way battle royal in the next 5 seconds. And now we are officially back, ladies and gentlemen. It was scheduled before we just switched to what we just switched to. It was going to be a fatal 4-way battle royal, but Adam Pearce came back through just a couple seconds ago before we were able to switch back to where we are here on NXT and announce it's going to be a fatal 4-way elimination match to make it just like an Iron Survivor matchup, just not timed. Now these women are going to beat the living snot out of each other, but they have to eliminate each other. So this matchup is going to take even longer, I believe, just with the terms of what we're going to see. It's fatal 4-way rules, pinfall or submission. There is no disqualification. These women can bring in all sorts of different weapons, can use the announce table, take each other through the crowd, whatever it may be, but we need to have a winner to see who's facing Roxanne for the NXT Women's Championship at NXT Stand and Deliver. Big kick. Kicks there from Stephanie back here. And now you're seeing Julia bring in the stop sign, but obviously Kalani Jordan stopped that. And now Stephanie back here with a nice springboard clothesline. Or I should say cross her body. As back and forth we go here, ladies and gentlemen. Roll up here. Julia tried to eliminate her tag team partner, but still got to do a little bit more to put her away. And obviously in this matchup, you don't need to stop your opponent from obviously eliminating, or at least getting a pinfall, because a pinfall will eliminate your opponent. So you may see these women strategize to work together, maybe to take out Lash, the strongest woman in this matchup, or the woman that has been on fire the last couple of weeks, that being Julia. So I don't know. It just really depends on what you really want to do, wise. As Julia targeting Lash Legend with these big punches and slaps while she is on the mat. Oh goodness, what a kick to the face. But while we're here, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you guys so much for being here. It has been one hectic night. We had our first ever, essentially you want to call it, sudden death, fatal 4-way elimination matchup for the very first time ever. But couldn't really ask for a better matchup. Too bad Elba Fire didn't get a pinfall or submission, or she very well, we could have had a fatal 5-way elimination matchup. But sometimes it's just the luck of the matchup, especially for 25 minutes, man. Anything can happen. Now Lash Legend going at it with Stephanie Vacure. Down she goes. And just the impressiveness of being able to toss her up in the air like that as she jump kicks Stephanie Vacure. Lash Legend might have Stephanie Vacure right where she wants her. We might see our first elimination. One half of the women's tag team champions. One arm sit out power bomb. Are we going to see elimination? 2. Ooh, just a 2 count. Very close to elimination. Now Kalani setting up, I believe, for Julia. Ooh, big axe handle. And Lash Legend, oh no, not able to connect with that frog splash. We'll see if Stephanie can get back on the offensive bandwagon here. Now Stephanie, 8 defeat. Big boot to the side of the skull, trying to loosen some teeth there. Let's see if Lash Legend is the very first elimination here. No, just a 2 count. The matchup will continue. Watch out, Stephanie. Oh, right to the back. That stop sign is not going to feel too good, I can tell you that. And now Stephanie and Kalani Jordan going to go at it. Julia DDT spiking Lash Legend. And now Julia going to go after Kalani. Oh my goodness, man. But now she's going after her tag team partner. She's trying to eliminate her tag team partner. Is this it? No, 2.5. The tension is brewing between all four. They have already beat the snot out of each other for 25 minutes. Now they're going even longer to an opportunity for NXT Stand and Deliver. And now Kalani in a bad way as Stephanie Vakir with a devastating backbreaker. Is that enough? 2. No, Kalani kicks out. And now Julia again going after Stephanie Vakir. Maybe she realized that that's maybe her tag team partner is the biggest threat in this match. A nice twirling slam there from Julia to take out Kalani. Stephanie wants to help out her tag team partner, which is very surprising after what we've seen this whole night. Julia busting open her tag team partner not even a minute into the match. It's a nice snap suplex there. Very innovative maneuver. Pinfall from Lash. Will Kalani be the very first one eliminated? No, she will not. At least not yet. Nice big slaps here from Julia. And now off the ropes, Stephanie trying to go for like maybe a trip or whatever, but it did not work out in her favor. Nice DDT spiking Stephanie Vakir. And now, Julia not done. Oh, goodness, what a knee strike. That could be an elimination. 1, 2, 3. Stephanie Vakir is the very first one eliminated. Julia sending a message. She does not care if you're her tag team partner or not. And as now we have a light fixture again, but Kalani Jordan with that leg drop again over the chest of Julia. And Julia having to roll at least over to the apron. Referee trying to make sure he's trying to get there in enough time, but Lash Legend was able to kick out. And now, oh goodness, what a backbreaker there from Lash. Both women dodging each other's moves. And now, I don't know, I found that so funny. It was just how they were both dodging each other's maneuvers. It was just funny how they were doing it. Pinfall. Ooh, just a 1 count. And Kalani Jordan with a running Insiguri right there. It's an impressive maneuver to hit that. And now we're down to 3. Who's going to go to NXT Stand and Deliver and face off with Roxanne Perez? And now Julia, will she be the second one eliminated? Ooh, very close to a 2, but just a 1 count. Matchup will continue with Julia in it. And now Lash Legend has Kalani Jordan up, looking for some snake eyes. Now Julia goes back after Lash. Uh-oh, time to spike her. Spikes her right on her head. Lash Legend, that could be down and out, but well, luckily for Lash, she plays it smart. As Kalani Jordan fired up, but she eats the stop sign. Probably should stop celebrating that she's still in this matchup and start dealing with some more action. As now Julia realizes Lash Legend is coming her way. Uh-oh. Oh, we've seen this before. One of the most impressive maneuvers Julia can hit. This feels like this might be Julia's match to win right now. Taking out Kalani, took out Lash, and now Kalani Jordan, she's trying to decide on what she wants to do. And oh goodness, Kalani was trying to get up there, and Julia's like, no, you're not. You're going to eat the steel chair, and you're going to like it. And now Lash Legend and Julia going to go at it, and Lash like a absolute monster running right through Julia. She throws her light on that light fixture. Right now, could be a key elimination if Lash could eliminate Julia. But no, big elbow, and now Julia. What is she thinking? Brainbuster, but now Julia got hit with the end of the guitar there. And Kalani Jordan, she should have allowed her to maybe possibly eliminate Lash Legend there. Now, I guess Kalani Jordan wants to do it. Let's see if there's enough time to pass by. And there is. Kalani Jordan eliminates Lash Legend. She takes credit for it, even though Julia did the most damage for it. So now we are down to Kalani Jordan and Julia. It's an exploder suplex there. Almost like a pump handle suplex of sorts right there. Now, winner of this one-on-one contest now is going to NXT Stand and Deliver. Either match will tear down the house, I believe. Obviously, Roxanne and Julia certainly would be a barn burner matchup for sure. And looking to connect with a guitar shot over the head of Julia. And that could be it. She's going to use the ropes. She doesn't even need to use the ropes. 2. No, 2.5. Not even the ropes helped her out there. Which is very surprising, as Julia now has her up, and down she goes. And what a maneuver. And now Julia, she is full of confidence. Are you surprised? She is right where she wants her. Now she's going to the second rope, or second turnbuckle, and a nice arm drag takedown. And now off the ropes we go. Julia, oh, vicious headbutt. And Julia does not care about her own human being. And now Julia, brainbuster again. That certainly has to be it. 1, 2, 3. Julia is going to NXT Stand and Deliver. What a match. What a Iron Survivor match that led us to a fatal 4-way elimination sudden death overtime matchup where we saw Stephanie Vacure eliminated, Lash Legend eliminated, came down to 2 between Julia and Kalani Jordan, and Julia shows why she's one of the biggest free agents in all of WWE's history. She showed it tonight with a massive, massive win. Roxanne, Julia, NXT Women's Championship. It is coming your way very, very soon to a theater near you. It's right there. Julia trying to use everything. Like, it's been a grueling night. Well over the 25 minutes of the actual scheduled period. And then you had the sudden death that went even longer. So, I mean, what can you better ask for, man? What a terrific night to end NXT, ladies and gentlemen. Julia is going to NXT Stand and Deliver. She has been on a roll lately, and she is going to stand and deliver with a massive opportunity at her disposal.